thank you for joining us for this webinar on which we will go through an incredible project that was launched yesterday. And today on this webinar, I have Noman. Noman.
Hey.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing, Dennis?
Thank you for joining us. And
Thank you for having me.
well, first of all, I want to congratulate you with an incredible start as a developer with your first project in Dubai Island.
Yeah, thank you.
And yesterday I was shocked to see such a big demand and interest from the market regarding your new project. I was
Clearly, we did something right.
Yep, definitely. Well, I guess the reputation as well attracts a lot of people. Yeah, but it was very difficult to reach even the hotel. There was a heavy traffic at the.
I know, like you want people. When you're hosting an event, you want to be a good host. So it's always that's the stressful part. But to be honest, it was really an overwhelming response, and I can't show enough gratitude to everyone who kind of was patient enough to obviously, we tried to accommodate as many people, but that's why I was like, when you came up with this idea, I was like, okay, let's do it, because you genuinely want to, make the information accessible for those who weren't.
Yeah, we saw that the event is overbooked, and we decided let's do also an online event, definitely it can help more agents to understand better the product. A lot of people who work in our industry know you very well, know your brand very well, but at the same time there are some newcomers who recently joined. So we can mention that you have like more than or around 19 years of experience, but can you quickly highlight a little bit about yourself as a person who works in the real estate?
Look, we've been involved in real estate industry. I personally have been now 1 year short of 20 years. And when you've physically seen this city transform, we've seen the market change, we've seen Dubai as a government, come up with or improve so many regulations based on different cycles. And all that experience was something that, when you live through that time, it really teaches you. And this year, to be honest, when we came up with our first project, publicly we came up in January this year. But to be honest, we made this decision when we bought our first land, which was in 2023, to be honest. So we spent a long time in getting things right, or what we thought would kind of be a good direction to kind of take.
For me as an agent, it actually makes it easier to present the product to my clients when I can highlight that the team behind it has a very big experience on the market, and that the guys understood what is missing, where is the gap. And when the guys with the sales in real estate approaches the projects, they understand also what clients expect. And what is also becomes an easier deal for them to jump in as investor or as end users. So this part is definitely helps us agents to offer it. Noman, can you tell me a little bit about your approach of how did you identify the plot where you're building this project?
Okay, so we started obviously with Dubai Islands, but today we're here for Emerge, obviously, which is our new one. So let's I guess focus on that one.
Sure. Yeah.
One. Now, when you look at lifestyle choices, right? So lifestyle choices are different, and it really varies across different cultures, across different phases of life as well, even within those cultures. And you can't please everyone, but at the same point, you kind of want to get the basics right. For us, when we looked at Meydan, a lot of times it's not just about where the land is, but your surrounding is also very, very important. When we looked at the market, and especially when you look at a center of a city, downtown is always considered as the center from any metrics. Everyone kind of bases their thing from Dubai Mall, Burj Khalifa. So when you look at downtown, the lifestyle is very different because it's a very it matches the word downtown. And literally the next door neighborhood, Business Bay, kind of was an offshoot of downtown as the more affordable option. But now over the years, there's a lot of good projects that have come up. But there's obviously some challenges with that location, just from the sheer volume of the number of projects and traffic and the number of units. So Meydan for us was very attractive because we really wanted to develop with our DNA. And we felt like Meydan really helps us cater to that market because the drive distance is very short, but the environment gives you a completely different feel. And that was a big attraction to us. So when we look at, and even within Meydan's a big area. It goes from District 1 all the way to District 11. But for us, this part, which was near District 1, was the attraction.
Allow me actually to show it on the screen, the location, so it will be easier for the viewers to understand where it is. Yeah, so it's on the screen right now.
Okay.
So yeah, you mentioned there are several important landmarks around it. Can you highlight them, please?
So when you're developing, a lot of times in off-plan, there are different phases of development. Some areas are really mature and you get a beautiful new building and you're like, hey, there's not enough. This is, the last opportunity, for example, or the quality is really superior than the ready product. But for most of the upcoming hotspots in Dubai, which are considered as investment zones, now we see a lot of pitch towards Dubai Islands and Dubai South, obviously, with all the new airport. But for us, Meydan was more than that because there is a development story that will continue and enhance the area value. And yet there's a lot that already exists today. So literally around us, there was so much that people can show that we felt like this area will be very mature the moment we finish the building, because literally steps away is DXB bike. Your Wellfit gym is the second.
Have you ever been on Saturday morning on a DXB bike?
Not Saturday morning. I've done it in the good weather. I haven't had the courage to do it in summertime, but to be honest, I'm shocked.
It's super packed.
It's such a I was joking around when we went around the sales team and we were going around the location because I wanted them to experience why we chose this plot. I asked them, man, do you guys have an e-bike? Because they said you can drive all the way to even Jumeirah. Because there's a bridge, a cycling bridge that crosses through Business Bay. So they all were laughing at me that, you're talking about well-being and you're asking about e-bike. I was like, yeah, because the distance is really long. But even within the Meydan loop, that's a 45-minute ride, which is really, really nice. You get really nice visuals as well of the downtown skyline.
Yeah, so I've been a member in the Wellfit.
Yeah.
The gym next to it, and from time to time I was going to the cafe next to DXB bike, and I was impressed how many people are there, and you can clearly see that these are like the top management of some companies who are into the bicycle or triathlon, and there is a big demand right now for this kind of sport.
Even families. How many kids I've seen around that BMX bike skate activation, and they have a lot of these F&B options, Starbucks, Salt, there's Joe the Juice, like there's so many good that I saw a lot of kids around as well. So honestly, for us, that's close to our heart, that if something is popular with end users, you can never go wrong as an investment or as something.
Yeah, this is an important part for that I guess agents, and I would mention to my clients, be it an end user or an investor, that we need to focus on the projects that will be attractive for the end users once it's ready. Currently it's very difficult to find a proper product for the end user. Size-wise, layouts-wise, and when an investor buys something that will be attractive for the end user, we know that end user will pay more than investor because there are more emotions attached, and they would love to live over there. And I like this point. And actually, if we talk about this area, because I'm very familiar with that area again, because of the Wellfit, and others. And if you wish to go to play golf, there is a solution for this. My Meydan golf course. There is a tennis academy. All other kind of sports are also around.
Another point I want to add is, I play golf. I've been a member of Emirates Golf Club for the last, let's say, 15 years. Why? Because they also have a Faldo course, which is floodlit at night. No matter how we try to say, summer gets pretty hot. Now, I know there's some fanatic golfers who will go out in the sun even in peak heat, but it's nice that the track golf course is floodlit. So even in the harsh summer months, to be honest, evenings are bearable. So you can go out and play in the evening. That option is there. So a lot of times, if the golf course is not floodlit, you're kind of restricted only to daylight. And even the tennis academy, they have 2 tennis courts which are completely air conditioned. Not everywhere you find that. So you can really enjoy these amenities all year round.
Yeah, and like on top of that, there is a school. And another important point is accessibility. Easy to get in and out. They keep on extending that road over there. And actually, if you work in DFC or downtown, it's very difficult to find a low-rise building where you can.
And it's not just your building to be low rise, it's that surrounding. So it's low density as an area, which is why we loved it. To be honest, if it's just a low rise building, even in downtown, there's Old Town that's low rise, but you're surrounded by a lot of high rise buildings. So it still becomes dense, which Meydan, everything is so spaced out well that even the buildings that are coming up, they're so low in terms of number of units that the infrastructure will never have that kind of traffic situation where you are bumper to bumper.
Yep. And let's discuss their idea behind the project. So idea is also very important for the agents when they pitch it, because they need to explain to their buyers that, hey, actually it's idea that will attract attention to the product. It's something that put the product aside. And you guys have a phenomenal subject behind all this, which I personally really like. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
So look, as a developer, we have this tagline, which is not just a tagline, that kind of defines our DNA. When we say design for well-being, this is something that we truly believe, and this is something that we incorporate in every single aspect that we do. So when it comes to our buildings, we want to make sure that you give people a certain level of quality. That's number one, because obviously, that's an integral part of positioning your brand as a more premium offering. But a lot of it is also lifestyle-based things that enhances someone if they're trying to live a healthy life, rather than resistance where he has to make those changes. For example, filtration systems in the kitchens, they come pretty standard. Now you know that bottled water, there is seepage in transportation, and so many times you enter buildings and there's bottles going in, something so small.
Let me tell you something. Sorry for interrupting you. I heard about a fascinating fact that all of us, like after the certain age, let's say after 30 years, we have an equivalent of the plastic spoon in our brain.
Yeah.
So much plastic is there.
Yes.
Since I heard about it, I started to use filters only at home.
Microplastics are, this is just one, I'm just giving one small example. So it's there's so many, even the quality of the filters that we're using in our MEP. You go the highest grade. These are basic things that sometimes developer look at only financials, but for us, our branding, positioning, Dubai has been home for the last 25 years. We have no intention to live anywhere else. The moment we travel, we actually realize why,
3 days is enough to start missing Dubai.
It's only the summer weather, but to be honest, still I say that, man, I've lived here 25 years. I prefer this summer over extreme cold any day, because as a city we have really transformed, where you can still live an active life. We have a skiing slope that has been here for the last 20 years in the middle of the desert. So as a city we have really transformed. The only time you really feel the heat, unless you work outdoors, obviously I have a lot of respect for people who do that, but it's that in between time, which sometimes does get a bit painful. But if that's the worst, to be honest, I'll take it any day.
Yeah. Let's discuss some of the treatment options that residents of this building will be able to find. In fact, I can put it also on the screen.
Okay, so before we get into the treatment, I want to talk a little bit about why we did what we did. Now, when we said design for well-being, we're like, okay, we came up with Esme Beach Residences with a lot of amenities geared towards catering to different lifestyle, because we had one level of amenities on one floor, then on the rooftop, we had another layer of amenities. We put contrast therapy, all of that within Esme. But we're like, how can we take it a step forward? And for us, when we were designing this particular building, we are like, okay, so this is a plot that actually has retail. And we are seeing retail being sold a lot by developers. But the moment you sell, you kind of can't dictate what happens in that retail, because it's up to the owner who rents it out. The only thing you can actually dictate is the signage, how it looks like. And we felt like, it genuinely, from our experience, directly affects the value of how that building is perceived. You might have done an exceptional job, but if I see a certain quality of retail, I will think this building is that. So we're like, okay, so retail sales is not an option. So what can we do that enhances that value proposition to an even bigger level? So we said, let's create something that really cannot be added as part of common areas because of licensing, because of monitoring, and even service charges. The moment you overload a building with a lot of things, you're kind of adding all that burden to later on for the owners association to bear, because obviously the service charge will kind of reflect that. So we decided to create what we call as our Elysian Longevity Clubhouse. Now that clubhouse is something where the treatments is beyond what you can actually put as a developer in the common areas. Hyperbaric chamber, red light therapy, obviously our sauna and cold plunge, cryotherapy. These are things that we felt for the right audience, they'll really appreciate, and it just creates least resistance, right? So if most people, for example, me personally, cold plunges are very good if you do early in the morning. It just wakes you up, and it's that conquering fear, because no matter how many times you do it, the moment you stand next to the tub with that cold water, it's like, mentally. So when you mentally conquer your fear, once you're in the water, it's just the first 60 seconds. After 60 seconds, you can be there for 4 minutes, 5 minutes. It's irrelevant because you're comfortable. But, it's that mental. So when you conquer that, it gives you get dopamine hit. It really does energize. So to include that as an easy, accessible amenity along with others, because it's all cohesive, right? You can't, if somebody wants to do more, it's good to have everything in one place. And guess what? I don't need to go anywhere. It's right there. So the resistance is kind of less as well.
Yeah, that is friction. I need to get there. I need to go there. Like, for example, I have in my gym oxygen chamber. And I see people going there regularly. And with the oxygen chamber, you need to have at least 30 sessions, like in 30 days, to have some good results. So it's constant thing. And when you can do it downstairs at inside your building, it's definitely a huge advantage to somebody.
Convenient time as well.
And I guess if an agent can see a whoop on a client's hand, you just have to take the client and bring it to the sales office and show it to them. Because sauna right now is a big trend. Cold plunge is also a huge trend.
But sauna's proven science for decades of research. It's not something that's a fad that just came up now,
What would you tell to somebody? Let's imagine there is a client who is a little bit picky and he will say, hey, but I can install cold plunge or sauna myself on the balcony.
So to answer this question, let's review. So let's take a 1-bedroom as an example. So let's say you have a beautiful large balcony. So balcony opens to some space of your living room, right? So it's either facing your sofa seating or your bedroom, correct?
Yep.
Now, the moment you put in these things outside, let's say hypothetically speaking, you manage to somehow rewire this. What is required for a cold plunge? You need a water inlet. So how are you going to get that water to the balcony? You're going to run a pipe through your washroom, run it, because every 3 weeks you need to replace the water.
This is something that people don't understand.
Even drainage. So what, you're going to redo the MEP? How? Even sometimes electrical load, you have challenges with that. But let's say hypothetically all this was handled and you were able to do, you really want to look outside your sofa, sauna and cold plunge in front of your living room every single day. Every guest comes, you might be paying more for that view, and now you've covered it up with sauna and cold plunge.
Actually, let me show the layout of the one bed. You've done an incredible job there with hiding it.
Yeah, go back. So that's a 1-bedroom, right? So as soon as you enter, actually, to be honest, the moment you open the door now, try to visualize And agents are great at, to be honest, painting a great picture. But the moment you open the door, there's another glass door. So first, there's a lot of natural light. During the daytime when you open the door, it's not dark. You'll see the time of the day. And then as soon as you turn right, you have your kitchen with its own space, dining, living, then obviously a laundry room separate. And then when you enter the bedroom, you have your walk-in closet. If you're in that space or anybody visits you, they will not even know that you have a sauna and cold plunge within your apartment. This does not exist. And to be honest, in your everyday life, you don't even see it. So the only time when you need that alone time, guess what? You go to the other balcony, you step out, and it's right there.
Amazing.
So and we're installing outdoor sauna as well. So the wood is actually of that grade to bear the heat. You saw, in the cold plunge, for example, in our event, like this is high grade. So it's not like you buy some cheap version and just put it for the sake of putting it.
And even for saunas, you need to have a special level of electricity power.
Of course.
So you cannot really put it on your balcony, even if it's a huge balcony.
Yeah. So the idea
out of nothing.
was the discussion why we were saying it. When a developer does it from a planning perspective, then it's easier. Because then you're looking at an overall picture. Okay, how can I distribute this? How can I do that? So all of this is, when it's done from scratch, it'll always be superior than someone who's putting it as an afterthought. Okay, I got this, now how can I add this? There'll always be a difference between the two.
And I'm sure everybody who was trying ice baths were thinking, how can I put it at home?
Yeah.
And if somebody's living in the villa, in the townhouse, it's relatively easier, but in the apartments, it's almost impossible. And what I really like, guys, what you have done here is that you install it for the one beds also.
Yes.
Because not everybody have family to live in 2-3 beds.
And we're like, this is the sort of thing that even a sauna, you only find in villas, high-end villas or penthouses. What about young professionals, because people are getting more conscious about what they eat, how they live, what food they put in their body. And these small changes kind of add up. So, we want it to be accessible at the same point that, hey, and even if it's an investor buying it, that when you're buying something like this, okay, it doesn't exist. This product does not exist. So, what will happen when you do put it for rent? Can you command a significantly higher price for the right audience?
100%. And it's very easy to explain why there is a gap in the price. That's for sure. Let's come back to one of my favorite points when I'm highlighting some of the good projects. It's actually the lobby.
Okay.
So I had multiple cases when I was doing viewings on a secondary market, and I was bringing client to the lobby, and he was like, "No, Dennis, let's go."
I don't want to go up.
Let's go to another one. Yeah, especially if the client was for the penthouse. It was actually in Meydan 3. I came to the lobby and said, "No, let's let's go to another."
I'm sure
one.
a lot of agents have experienced that. You're not the only one.
Yeah, so the lobby is a very important part, and not so many developers are paying attention to it, because it's kind of, we can say, a second impression. Obviously, the first impression can
the
be
facade,
facade. And then once the client enters there, you guys have a phenomenal lobby. It's 7 height is
7 meters high.
7 meters high. Yeah. Can you tell a little bit more about
I
it?
wanna say some of the challenges. So when as a developer you're analyzing a land, there's a certain GFA obviously that you've bought that land for. The moment you start taking away, and how you are given that GFA is the maximum built up area allowed on that plot, right? So try to imagine if there is an invisible box. This is the airspace that you have bought. Now, the moment you try to add things that are part of common area, which take away from your sellable product, it's directly affecting your cost, correct? Because hey, now I have less square footage to sell.
This is what I'm telling.
So most of the time, even in Meydan, when we were looking at, because most of the buildings are smaller, people have these low height, small lobbies, small pools, just because of the sheer size of the built up area. So when we bought these 2 plots and we were able to get permission to merge, which now is not even possible, by the way. Even if you buy a land today, the permission is not possible. Because we had an older permission, it's very unique in that regard. So we're like, okay, for us, lobby is very important. Like how you're saying, it's a very integral part of where a building is positioned, is the moment how you feel when you walk into that space. So in this lobby, it's 7 meters high. Our choice of materials, we use a lot of stone. We keep it more minimal, muted, not loud luxury. As our design aesthetic, we don't prefer shiny things. So we try to keep it muted, understated, but yet premium. So even our choice of furniture, the overall look and feel, it kind of matches our overall design.
So this is what I'm telling sometimes to the agents, that they need to convey to the clients, that yes, developers is sacrificing a lot when he's offering such impressive lobby. And again, what does it mean to the investors and agents? You need to explain to investors what does it mean to them. It means that yes, the price for the resale will be higher, easier to convince somebody to proceed with the deal, and obviously it will affect also the rent, the rents. So you already mentioned that you merged two plots, and it gave you an opportunity to build a bigger swimming pool again in the
absolutely, which will stand out within the area as well, because sometimes it's not about the quantity of amenities but the quality of amenities. A lot of times we're finding certain areas being classified as certain zones, Zen garden, we just feel like sometimes it's better to do the basics, but in a grander way, so that the utilization of that amenity is actually what actually will make a difference in how people look. So when we were designing this pool, we're like, okay, you know what? Now, because it's double plot, we can actually have a 21 meter wide pool, which for the area, it really stands out from what else exists. And you want to give these things because at the future, why will someone buy it from our client who bought it? These things are important because an end user will look at how the pool looks, will look at how the lobby. Sometimes, people go on the tour of the building even before they open the doors of the apartment. So, these are very important factors in decision making.
Yeah, and this is, again, something that brings some uniqueness to the building. And even, I believe, some of the clients will say, hey, yeah, let's stop on that project with that huge swimming pool and with the oxygen chamber downstairs. My favorite rendering right now is on the screen.
Okay.
It's
so that's a 3-bedroom.
You have two penthouses.
Yes.
In my opinion, it's the easiest sell for this building. I hope it's not sold. I'm trying to.
So to be honest, we'll get to the sales part, but no, this one is available right now.
Yeah. So I believe it is the easiest sale because. Well, I know the price, guys. If you don't know the prices, you can reach the team and they will tell you. Incredible price.
Check Really app, right?
Yeah. And this lifestyle is something outstanding, and the views towards the downtown, the sunset is incredible. And you have a collection of these units. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
So another change that we did was at that time it was possible. So we were able to buy an additional floor in terms of height. So we were lucky enough to be able to get that. So actually our surrounding buildings, even within our cluster, because a couple of them have started construction, so you can actually see their signboard and you see the height. So it's G+5, we're G+6. So in that sense, this is like a higher than your immediate surroundings. And this particular floor is unique because when you're developing, you develop within the area as well. So we wanted to make sure that we develop something that matches who's our target audience. This is an area which will be popular with a lot of young couples as well as a lot of families. So to have a unit of this space, because of regulation, obviously we had different setbacks, but a lot of times we're like, okay, how can I improve rather than just having a terrace? So we're like, what lifestyle thing, because we do get good weather, at least how many months would you say we get good weather for?
Let's say 9.
Okay, let's say 8.
Okay.
Even if it's 8. That indoor-outdoor living in the evening, most of the time, people spend time when they come back from work in the evening. Someone comes to their house in the evening. We made sure we put bifolding doors on both sides of the living room. So in high rises, it's not possible because of the wind. So in this, it's actually easier. So this is another change, that if a building is a certain height, because of the wind, you can't put bifolding doors. So that's why you see mostly in villas. But because we're only G+6, it was possible. So we wanted to make sure that your living space, or anyone comes, when the weather is nice, it's an extension of. So this utilization, and obviously being well-being, you have your own private sauna, cold plunge, private pool, you have a beautiful open skyline view. It's quite unique, and all the MEP is done to cater to that. One of the units, for example, has a barbecue area as well. So we made sure that we're actually giving it with the fridge installed in, and to have that counter. So you can literally have an outdoor dining, outdoor living room, your sauna, cold plunge, and yet when someone comes to your house, imagine you open both those bifolding doors. It's an endless apartment to the eye.
It's incredible.
That sense of space will be quite incredible for.
And this is what we can see also on this
render. Yes.
Render. Yeah. So let me show the.
That was the unit, by the way.
This is the unit that you mentioned that has the.
So if you go next one.
Sorry.
This is the render taken from this unit. So you see this outdoor sofa seating. So that's the angle it's taken towards the skyline.
Oh, perfect. And we have the 2-bed apartment.
This one's sold. This one's not.
Guys,
I'm just, to be honest, I will get to the sales part. As you might think you put effort in planning, but until someone is willing to pay money for it, it's your vision, which is your vision. But to see people react a certain way, honestly, from yesterday's launch to now, to see, I was like, we'll see how sales go. So within one day, I was like, now we're training. We just did an event for brokers. They will go back. We finished late in the afternoon. They'll go back. They start having conversations. But Dubai A brokers are incredibly active. We've done almost 20% of the building booked from yesterday afternoon till now. So to be honest, the response is phenomenal.
Yeah. And even I spoke with the guys during the event, there on the backside, and the response was very good. And I was telling them it will be gone very fast. So I was pushing them to not to sleep on it. So total we have 78 units over there. Can you tell us what is different in the layouts compared to other projects? Not like different, but what? We can say different because right now all of them are pretty much the same.
No, I think the Dubai is catering to such a big audience that, there's so many developers. I always look at it as a positive because they're catering, they're marketing the brand Dubai. If anyone does something or gives a certain offering that attracts someone, good for them. At least that guy is getting into the what we call the Dubai dream now, right? There's no more an American dream. It's the Dubai dream is more of a aspiration right now. So a lot of times, not everything you need to do it as being different, because sometimes you just need to do the basics right. So the way we look at floor plan is, I said, for us, it's very important that the floor plans are timeless. Now, do I need to reinvent people's lifestyle choices? No. What do people want from a 1-bedroom as an ideal option? They'd like to have a powder room when someone comes in. Correct. A kitchen should feel like a kitchen.
It's such a rare option right now.
Yeah, I know. Unfortunately, ticket price is being sold more, but we know from experience, Dennis, you've been here a very long time. Across different cycles, floor plans and buildings stand out because of layouts, common areas, and quality. This, and sometimes it's not just about outperforming the market, it's just overall demand-wise. So you want to be investing in that space. That's how we feel. And that's literally what we have tried to translate. So coming back to the layouts, all our bedrooms are en suite. We have powder rooms in every single apartment. Our kitchens have proper, even the appliances. We're giving with Miele appliances integrated, already included. So when someone comes to our sales center on Sheikh Zayed Road, they'll get to see the exact material, how this looks like. Our kitchen is 2.8 meters high, where the average, most developers are doing about 2.4, 2.5. And the rest of the living room and the dining is 3.2. So it's not like we're reinventing the wheel. We're just like, okay, how high can I go? What's the maximum? Okay, let's give what we feel is basic.
Let me stop on the appliances. Yeah. I think it's such crucial part. And whenever somebody is visiting the apartment and they see like a luxury brand,
Yeah.
Emilia, it definitely brings up immediately the status of the
Yes.
building. Yeah. Can you explain, as you were being involved in all these details, and I'm sure you had on one side, let's use
Another brand. I don't want to name names, but let's say
use this or let's use Emilia.
This, yeah.
And you're like, what? This invoice for
exactly.
for
It's
this much?
it's literally like for if you start taking decision making just from financials, sometimes I don't need to meet someone to know their mentality. Like I don't need to have a conversation. Sometimes I look at the project and that tells me a lot about the people behind. So I feel like, our decision making, this should show or translate emotion, importance of quality. Because literally if I chose another brand, let's say Siemens, for example, I think I would save per unit, even if it's a 1-bedroom, close to 50,000 dirhams. Now translate that and do multiplication. So most developers go like, what? This multiply by this many? No. Siemens, great brand.
Yeah.
Which it is a good brand.
It is.
And I'm not taking away from Siemens, but when you're trying to deliver a certain level of quality, you want everything to match. So when we included even the dishwasher in the 1-bedroom, it's these small things. I feel like, try to imagine when a rental agent is showing an apartment for lease, they all start with, kitchen has this brand of appliances. So it's that perception also. So, and for us, we want people to really realize that we have a no compromise mentality. We didn't go like, hey, we can save this. Let's save that amount, because no one will complain to have Siemens in Meydan. Correct?
Absolutely. And definitely 50K is a huge amount, especially.
And that's on a 1-bedroom, yeah.
For the entire building. And I guess, agency also can convey this, that developers could compromise on few things here and there. But here you are. You have Emilia appliances. All the appliances are there. Even the dishwasher is in the 1-bed apartment. Now let's take a look at the floor plate.
Okay.
On the floor plate, whenever the agents will open it, it's quite easy to see. You have some 1-beds and.
So if you focus on the left before you actually look at on this page, if you focus on the left, we have identified what we classify them as views. So the top part on the bottom left, you'll see in that is written as downtown skyline view. Mm-hmm. So that's your perspective towards the downtown skyline. Then you have a pool view, and then you have a community view, because there's another building that's coming up. So we're very transparent. Even in our location map, we don't show that we are the only project and everything is greenery around and parks.
Let me actually jump on it because it makes sense to discuss.
Right? So we want to show, because as off-plan, you want to get that appreciation, right? Something is not ready. When it gets ready, you know what? That's what will make sense. So we want to show exactly how Avenue B is, where our plot is. You can see well-fed gym right next door, DXB bike. And to be honest, right after our plot, we're double plot. There's another corner plot, right? So that's our L-shaped community view, as we term. So on this side, you have the villas. On the front side, you have the skyline.
I guess it makes sense to mention what kind of villas are over there, because it's mentions.
So on the right is mansion plots. Those were the 23 plots that Meydan sold. Each plot was around 27,000 square feet. I think there's 2 villas have already started construction. I think their built-up area is over 50,000. That's literally your neighborhood. On the other side, beyond the pool, there's a community called Millennium Estates that already exists, and in between there's another villa plot, so that will be developed in the future. But we want to show as transparent so people can genuinely take informed decision, so that it's not a surprise that, oh, my expectation was this and what I'm getting is this. And sometimes if you make realistic expectations, people appreciate that. It's that surprise element that kind of puts someone off, that I was thinking it's this and now it's
not that.
Something.
Yeah. So why I want to touch the floor plate? So on one side we have the downtown view, on another one it's swimming pool view plus view towards the villas.
So majority of the 2 bedrooms, we place them towards the skyline view. It's good to have things at a distance. So sometimes even in the evening, for me, it's very important how a view is in the evening, because most of the time, for a lot of people who work in offices, by the time you get home, it's dark. So and sometimes if you're facing a golf course that's not floodlit, it's literally just darkness that you kind of face out. So skyline is one of those views that even if you could be sitting down and you just look out, you know where you are. Downtown skyline is an iconic skyline. So I feel like that's where we placed a lot of the 2 bedrooms. Around the pool, we placed a lot of 1 bedrooms. We placed 1 series of 2 bedrooms on the pool side, just from preference perspective, that at least sometimes people do like, if it's a nice pool area, they do prefer that side. So we kept 1 series. Other than that, everything else around is a 2 bedroom. And then obviously the community side is majority of 1 bedrooms at the entry level.
Okay, and we have one layout which is 03 series. It's the one that comes with the...
That's the 1 bedroom with a private sauna and cold plunge. I think before I came here, there were only 2 left. So I think it was only 103 and 203 were the only ones left. I think the ones on the higher floors, even though, to each their own, but I love the first floor unit, to be honest. Why? Because Dennis, go on the flow plate. You see, for me, the first floor flow plate.
Okay. You can
now,
jump to the swimming pool.
You can jump to the swimming pool. And to be honest, that section of the common area, nobody's walking to that section. So you might be buying that square footage, but you know what? Where 102 is, you see that corridor? Who's coming there? Even common area, nobody's walking there. So it's like I'm paying for an X square footage and have even more because nobody comes here. So I love I love every unit in our building, but this one in particular, I think from the 1 bedroom well-beings, I really think it's a good value buy.
Yeah, and the 1 bed facing the pool, it's like a good option also. And here we have our, how do you call it, penthouse collection?
We call it well-being collection. We don't call it penthouse because I feel like a penthouse is a term that should reflect a certain level of height, a certain level of location. So this is a G+6 building. For me, a penthouse is, it's better than a penthouse because it ties in with what this building stands for. It's all about healthy living and that lifestyle. So that's why we called it our well-being collection, because to have a sauna, cold plunge, private pool, all in your own private space, it's rare.
Okay, so let's explain to the agent what they see over here. So we have 2 units of the 3 beds that again are facing the downtown.
So 602, 603 are obviously your downtown skyline view. And if you remember, I said that the other buildings, at least from the ones who started construction, are only G+5. So you're actually even higher than your immediate neighbors. But full skyline view from every single aspect. This is also important for us. So when we design your living room, 1, 2, 3, all the side, everything faces the skyline. So if you look, you could be in any of the bedrooms, you're facing that downtown skyline in both the 3 bedrooms. 601 actually got booked. So that's
such a beautiful unit.
Yeah, honestly, I really liked this one. One of our agents actually internally also was very excited. One of our sales team members. She's like, I wish I can afford this.
Yeah. Sometimes you work on a project.
Yeah.
Okay, so we jumped on the prices already.
Yes.
So here we have...
Why don't you tell me about the prices?
I was expecting it to be higher.
Good.
Yeah, I was thinking, most probably guys will start from 1.8 for something like this, because it's easy to justify a lot of things and why it should cost this much, and then slightly keep on increasing the price. So 1.6, yes. I believe, is a very good price point. Let's even... even if you just look at the price and the amenities and other things, it's the
quality as well,
Yeah, not mentioning the Miele brand, not mentioning this longevity story behind all this, because we can understand that if somebody brings a brand, if somebody brings like this title, immediately they can inject the price, spike it up. So yeah, the starting price here totally makes sense, and I don't know why you didn't mention the 3 beds here. The 3 beds here, I believe it's an incredible deal.
In this particular slide is not mentioned, but obviously it's in our sales offers. It's in the availability.
It's an incredible deal. Why I believe it's an incredible, and throughout my career, I was always trying to focus on the biggest units in the building, and I ended up not having any problems with them later on. Because
it's the rarity, right?
It's something
so
unique.
We have 78 apartments, only 2 3-bedrooms.
Yeah, only
so
2
it's only 2.
No competition.
Yeah,
no competition. And if it's a family that is looking for it, they will be interested in to take a look at the 3 beds.
Yeah.
And here, wife can see the terrace. And by the way, what I think you guys done an incredible job. You put a cover on the terrace.
Yeah.
So it's not hot.
Yeah.
And protects from the sun. Can we mention the prices for the 3 beds right now?
Sure. We're very transparent. Sure. 3-bed. I think there's 602 was 6.9 and 603 is 6.7 because of the size variance between the two.
I have like more or less a regular 3-bed in Business Bay without these features.
602, just to add, is about 3,500 something square feet. So when you calculate per square foot rate, in Dubai, by the way, as developers now, land prices are going through the roof. So a lot of times for us, it's always a constant struggle. But it has its own challenges. But when you actually look at how much, if someone is buying land, and how much is the cost of construction for the quality that they're building, and if you look at the margin, you go like, yeah, this is a great deal, to be honest, at that price point.
Somebody who's might be pitching right now penthouses or 3 beds for their clients, they might face an objection regarding the service fees for such big unit.
Okay. So every terrace area, only 25% of that counts towards your service charges. So it's not me, it's actually a regulation. So it's not like you are buying 3,500 square feet. So you're only paying 25% of the terrace area as a service charge. So imagine like you have great utilization of that space, but yet your service charge is not excessively large because of having that space.
Yeah, it's a very important point. I don't know why, but in some projects you kind of pay for this.
Yeah.
I guess they need to go speak in the Dubai Island department.
We have no
what is going on there.
Intention. I mean, the owner association should regulate that.
Yeah, and here you end up with the 3 beds for an incredible price with the terrace, with the plunge pool, with the ice bath. And
sauna as well. Don't forget that.
And
it's a larger sauna. So with the 3-bed, the size of the sauna is also larger. Yeah. So we've made sure each is, because these are custom made, right? So we're designing it as per space. So it really is. I can go on and on.
Now we can see the payment plan, an important part. It's an important part for us agents when we pitch the product.
Yep.
And when I see the payment plan, I can also understand a few things about the developer.
Mm-hmm.
So it's rare to have right now a payment plan of 50-50. That's for sure. And when I, as an agent, can see something like this, I understand that, developer really has a skin in the game. Yeah. Because he's financing.
He's motivated.
He's motivated.
He's motivated to get that building completed.
And also motivated to do the good job. And by skin in the game, I mean that they're using their capital to build, and not so many developers can afford it right now. And we can see that 80-20 became a new norm right now on the market. Yeah. This is what I see as an agent regarding the developer. And also, when I offer it to my clients, it's easier to offer because, hey, 50% you need to cover on the completion. You can go and take a mortgage.
Yes. So that was the exact idea. So we wanted to, when we were working on the payment plan, we wanted to make sure that we get serious buyers, not flippers. So you don't want to go in the other extreme as well by making it too easily accessible. But I felt 50-50 will capture or attract end users. Because, when you're paying rent, for you to be able to take out 20% a year is a lot easier than to pay that 80% during and also pay rent. So we wanted to come up with something that really genuinely attracts a lot of end users, because when you attract that audience, your supply is always limited. So your building will always be valued high. Anyone who puts it something for resale will never have that many units. So people actually will make an even better premium. And genuinely, you know, even for investors or end users, that 50% on completion allows them to get a much extended payment plan if they take a mortgage. Interest rates in Dubai are still fairly
So let's take a look at it. We have 20% that needs to be covered within 2025.
Yes.
So it's 10% the down payment and
10% on SPA. So that's when you register, get your code. You pay
yeah,
the
so 20% is done. Next payment will be in 2026, which is February and August, another 20%. And again, from August until February, you have time.
So we spaced it out between the installments. So one at a certain part of the year and one towards the later part. But we made sure there's a significant gap between installments so that it's more comfortable for people to manage.
Yeah, and when do you expect the completion?
So we're target, to be honest, if you want me to be transparent, our actually completion is scheduled to be before this date. But I kept it intentionally as October, just because I know myself how detailed I am. So I just left a buffer margin to make sure that, you know, a lot of times that final details, final touches, you want to do things a certain way. So as of on paper, it's October 2027. But I'm pretty sure it'll be before that. But obviously, that's our timeline that we are targeting.
I see. What is let me keep it here for now. What is the process of the booking? So let's say the agents right now send the information to the clients.
Yes.
And I highly encourage you, if the client is in Dubai, bring them to the sales office. Most probably you will meet me there. Also, I'm happy to help if you need any help over there. So let's say the deal is going through. What is the process of how to reserve the unit and take it forward?
Just to put into perspective, from the event to let's say this morning, all the sales that happened were remote. No one actually physically came to the office.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
So we had a lot of overseas agents selling to a lot of overseas clients as well. Maybe they're having existing conversations, and then, you know, when they got the product and the marketing material, people were able to get them to react faster. So booking process is very easy. You have to be connected with obviously the sales team. If a client is physically here, wants to swipe on the credit card, let's say the booking deposit, which let's say about 40,000 dirhams, then the unit is immediately taken off. Or if it's overseas, we send a payment link. He can fill in his credit card details, and then that unit is taken off. You have, let's say, 5 working days to transfer 10%, along with DLD charges. So once you do that, your booking form actually is immediately kind of issued. It's not a physical booking form. So agent does need to get the clients to fill a KYC form, as well as there's a know your customer form that puts in the details. So once we put it in our system, we use Salesforce. Once we put it in, the client gets a link. They can just type it, and then the booking form is generated from our CRM itself.
Okay, so the link 40K.
Yeah.
Unit is reserved, and then
that link you need to coordinate with the sales team. So once you say, okay, I want to book, let's say 103, then the sales agent will get our finance department to issue the payment link. They'll pass it on. We'll give, let's say, 4 or 5 hours. So we'll take the unit off for the client. Sometimes, you know, people are traveling, maybe they're on a flight. It happens all the time. So we want to be accommodating. We don't want to be like, hey, pay now. So I think 4 or 5 hours is enough time. So if they've processed within those 4 or 5 hours, then obviously the unit is taken off the inventory. But immediately when the link is issued, the sales team is informed that do not work on X number of unit, just because it's you don't want to disappoint someone, you know. You want to agents put in a lot of effort. So if you make it clear, hey, this is not available, this is available, then they can manage that expectation with clients a lot better. Sometimes if they're unaware and someone's really pitching 103 and it's not available, by the time the client says yes and they contact us and the agent says, oh no, sorry, it's booked, it just gives that disappointment to the agent that, you know, I put in so much effort to convince my client, and now the unit is no longer there. So we're very quick in responding on availability, just because we wanted to manage that expectation.
Noman, and we had a good feedback about your team and about also payouts to the agents for the project on the Dubai Island. What do you think agents should expect for this project?
So, when it's the first one, no matter what you say, there'll always be an audience that looks at it with, let's say, they might not believe everything you're saying. Correct?
With a doubt, yeah.
Yeah, it's fair. Like, I understand. So the best way is to show with your actions. And that's what we did. So our we take what we say very, very seriously. So that's why, if you notice, I'm very careful with the choice of words that come out of my mouth, because for us, reputation is everything. If we've lived here 25 years, clearly we've done something right that people remember us in a good way. So for us, reputation is, you want to do things that build your reputation, and for us, we take that seriously. So it'll pretty much be the same kind of journey. Immediately we get Ukuds. The only cases where honestly Ukud got delayed was because maybe someone's ID was not updated in DLD system. So they said, no, the client has to go to some trustee office to update their ID, and then you can process Ukud. Honestly, that was the only time where Ukud was delayed. Otherwise, within 48 hours, we were able to generate. I love this city. I love the land department on how streamlined, how easy they have made it, even for a developer. To do things. So to be honest, within 48 hours, we would issue Ukud, send SPA, and ask the agent to invoice right away.
Yeah, and on behalf of the agents, it's like, thank you, because it's a very important point for the agents and for the company owner, because they can inject now money into the marketing.
And it's Dubai is not an easy place to live, to be honest. Like, you've done your hard work. A big reason why people look at secondary, for example, ready properties, like, hey, I close a deal, I do a transfer, I get paid. Whereas in off plan, I close a deal and I'm waiting. So if you've done your hard work and you've made sure the client has paid 20% DLD fees, the unit is all your documentation is in order, there's no reason why you shouldn't get paid. To be honest, because we know that from the start, so we keep funds aside anyway for commissions, because you can't touch escrow money anyway, right?
Yeah.
So that funds is already kept. So why am I delaying it? If someone's eligible, here you go. Happy to build that relation with that person.
Noman, thank you for joining us on this webinar. I'm very excited for this project. I believe it's an incredible project to launch the new season.
Yeah. And thank you, Dennis. I want to thank you as well. You are someone who people look up to, and for you to choose us, realize and identify and appreciate also means a lot.
Yeah, there is a lot of reasons behind it.
Yeah.
We really want to focus on the products that are good for the clients, are good for our agents, and we believe you guys have done a phenomenal job, and it will be no doubt another huge success for your team and for the industry.
Thank you.
And guys, agents, I really encourage you to take some of the renderings and send it over to 10-20 clients. So a lot of people are waiting for the leads to come in order to present something. You need to be proactive. So this is always the message that I'm trying to convey to you. Send information about this project. It's incredible. The renderings are outstanding. There is a story behind it. The price is very good. The payment plan makes it also a very easy decision. And the story, longevity. Right now, it's a huge trend. And yes, somebody is buying it right now, not only to get a good ROI, but maybe extend his lifespan.
Quality of life.
And quality of life. But I'm sure it can, whoever is in WOOP and other things, they're tracking their age. And when you have a filtered water and all these facilities inside your apartment and downstairs, definitely it will affect you. So it's an easy sale for you. Take this opportunity while it lasts. As you can see already, a lot of units are gone. Focus on the 3 beds. I believe it's an easy sale. You still have 2 units of the 1 beds with the saunas, and the rest of the units. I'll be happy to see you in the sales department of Elysian. come, pass by. The team there is outstanding. I was working with many people. Well, yeah. Another kudos to you. Like,
Thank you.
You've done, guys, there an incredible job. So thank you for passing by.
Thank you so much for having me.
And let's meet you guys.
Hope this session helps. You know.
Yeah, it was very insightful.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Dennis. Pleasure.
Same here.
Thank you.
Cheers.